10. Superhot. Time only moves when you move. That's the elevator pitch for Superhot, a cerebral shooter from a small, independent studio out of Poland, and it's a perfect distillation for what makes Superhot so intoxicating. And all that slow-mo obviously helps, too. Cooler than Keanu in the original Matrix taking the ice bucket challenge, this effortlessly slick FPS is as much a puzzler as it is a shooter. While the act of pointing and pulling the trigger is simple enough, it's hard to miss when you're moving slower than a tortoise in treacle. The order you take enemies out in is an entirely trickier issue. Many levels have to be completed with Swiss watch levels of precision, and killing a dude at the wrong time can send the whole slow-motion house of bullet-strewn cards tumbling. That's the central appeal of Superhot. It's an FPS that's as clever as it is cool. 9. Apex Legends. The Battle Royale for those that want to go faster. Your movement is as important as your aim in Apex Legends. You can parkour across roofs, shimmy up ledges, and slide down hills, scrabbling for positional advantage. The character classes and their abilities make Respawn's shooter feel unique in the genre. One hero can see trails of enemy footsteps, another creates portals, and another can clone themselves to bamboozle their opponents. In a squad of 3, which is the way it was designed to be played, you can combine these abilities in inventive ways to outfox enemy teams. The 2 maps are bright and varied, with plenty of ways to help you take the high ground, and Respawn is constantly tweaking the formula with new weapons and heroes. If you haven't played it since the early wave of enthusiasm, it's time to return. 8. Black Mesa. It's what you get when you take one of the most beloved shooters of all time, Half-Life, revamp the entire disastrous ending and add prettier visuals, more characters, bigger levels, punchier weapons, and proper physics. Black Mesa is fan-made and Valve-approved, but you wouldn't know it. Every room is crafted with the kind of care you don't see from many AAA teams. This is more than just a remake of a classic. It's a complete overhaul that brings one of the greatest shooters ever, and one of the greatest protagonists, the silent scientist Gordon Freeman, into the modern era. Everything you love about Half-Life remains. You'll shoot headcrab zombies, alien monsters, and human soldiers with an array of weapons, from a beefy shotgun to the prototype energy gluon gun, which melts enemies in seconds. But it's the new additions that stand out. In the original Half-Life, the Xene locale, the setting for the final portion of the game, was lifeless. Here, it's bursting with color, and every craggy rock and bizarre clump of plants is rebuilt from scratch. It's far bigger and feels like a completely different game. Half-Life is finally whole. 7. Titanfall 2. Stupidly good, that's what Titanfall 2 is. The weightlessness that comes with perfectly mastered wall running makes you feel like you're doing some sort of deadly ballet, letting you sail past your foes at impossible speeds, catching them unawares. The unforgettable BT-72-74 and unbridled creativity dominate Titanfall 2's campaign, whether it involves you switching between decades in the blink of an eye, walking through a moment frozen in time, or simply ripping other titans apart when you step into Titanic bot boots of BT-72-74. Rewarding you for using the environment to your advantage, you can feel the moment when you start thinking differently, realizing the possibilities a map offers. The physics-twisting Quake-like mechanics of its multiplayer mode strengthen an already sensational shooter package. But it's that remarkable, barely bettered campaign that makes Titanfall 2 such an enduring shooter great. Let's cross BT's colossal droid digits that we eventually see a Titanfall 3. 6. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Rainbow Six Siege has quietly become one of the best multiplayer shooters around, combining the intensity and replayability of Counter-Strike with the unique abilities and personality of Overwatch, albeit with a more grounded cast. The real star of Siege is the impressive destructibility of your environment. Walls, floors, and ceilings can all be fired through and ultimately destroyed, so you need to smartly choose which flanks to cover and which walls to reinforce, lest someone blast through them with sizzling thermite. You and your squad mates choose from a variety of highly skilled operators, each with their own specialties that can complement each other for a rock-solid team comp, though your propensity for sneaking and aiming a gun are what matter most. Every round becomes a tactical, incredibly tense game of cat and mouse, as one team protects an objective while their opponents try to scout out danger and survive a breach. 5. Halo: The Master Chief Collection. This is the ultimate serialized tale of John 117. Halo: The Master Chief Collection is all but unrecognizable from the Spartan car crash that launched in 2014. After years of server fixes, technical tweaks and graphical upgrades, this is now the definite way to experience Golden Era Halo. Whether experiencing the best second level in all of shooters in the original Combat Evolved or blasting buddies in PvP on Halo 3's all-time classic Guardian map at a blistering 120 frames per second on an Xbox Series 10, Halo has rarely felt more essential. Where tickled needler Pink Chief got the redemption act he deserves. 4. Half-Life: Alyx. If VR headsets were issued at birth, there's a chance Half-Life: Alyx would be our favorite FPS of all time. Sadly, the barrier for entry to enjoy this virtual reality wonder at its very best is loftier than the off switch on a Strider. Even if you merely settle for experiencing this perfectly paced, incredibly atmospheric shooter on a Meta Quest rather than Valve's painfully expensive Index, you're still looking at dropping a huge chunk of change for a 10-hour game. And yet the absolute highest praise we can heap on Alyx. We'd seriously consider paying the price of a PS5 or Xbox Series 10 just to play this one sensational shooter. 3. Doom Eternal. Though we didn't exactly shower it with praise at the time, in retrospect, Doom Eternal really is at the pinnacle of the FPS genre. This is everything that the genre is about, distilled into one glorious, searing, defiant roar. It's a force of will. It's also a remarkably elegant experience in motion, especially for a game that makes you garrote a demon every 17 seconds. Like Mario 64 or Mirror's Edge, Eternal feels flawless when you tap into its joyous rhythm. Every gun feels perfectly tuned, each level impeccably paced, while every monster dragged screaming from the depths of hell has clearly been designed to coax just the right measure of aggression out of the Doom Slayer. Amazingly, it's brilliant on pretty much every modern platform, too. Whether you're playing on an OG Xbox One, ripping cacodemon eyes out at a 120 frames per second on a cutting-edge PC, or yanking spines on the impressively assured Switch port, Doom Eternal kicks ass whatever your choice of format. If every PS5 and Xbox Series 10 game ran as well as its technically peerless shooter, we'd probably never need another generation of consoles. 2. Call of Duty: Warzone. Arguably, the best of the best battle royale games. For a year, 3 games had a stranglehold on the genre: Fortnite, PUBG, Battlegrounds, and Apex Legends. But Call of Duty: Warzone has blown it wide open by twisting every element of battle royale into something that feels fresh, but still familiar, exciting, but accessible. The new stuff: when you die, you get one shot to respawn by taking on another dead foe in a 1v1 fight. You get cash from completing contracts spread across the map, hunting down enemies, searching for chests, or defending an area. You can then spend that cash on loadouts, which you've designed between matches to suit your playstyle. Then there are the old, comforting bits: the ever-shrinking play zone, a flawless ping system to flag items for your teammates, and vehicles to transport you to distant circles. It's like the greatest hits of the genre so far, all backed by Call of Duty's tried and tested low-recoil gunplay, which gives everybody a shot at racking up the kills. You can play it solo, but jumping in with friends in duos, trios, or even the chaotic 4-soldier squad mode is where the real fun is found. 1. Destiny 2. No one expected Destiny 2 to be as good as it is. And we really love Destiny. Instantly making the first game look like a set of prototypes, Destiny 2 improves in every area. Actually, scratch that. It evolves, taking the seed of the first game's MMOFPS idea and building a whole new, entirely richer, deeper, and broader experience around it. Now existing in a fully fleshed world, full of humanity, character, detail, and story, Destiny 2's campaign alone is enough to justify it. Entirely more curated, crafted, and built of great, in-the-moment narrative and set-piece design, it is a hell of a good Halo game. But it's only the start. With a simplified, streamlined leveling system running through every one of Destiny 2's vastly expanded activities, from story-driven side quests to spiraling, multi-part exotic questlines, to treasure hunting, to exploration, to in-world lore hunting, to the brilliantly creative new strikes and puristic, tactically reworked Crucible PvP, every single thing you want to do, however you want to play, will push you forward. And then there's the far more freeform approach to loadouts, further energized by more creative and expressive weapon design. Even better, with the dawn of Destiny 2 New Light, you can access a lot of the action for free, while regular die-hards can pay for the Witch Queen, the best Destiny expansion ever.